GreatTastesMV.ca is your online source for over 300 tried and true recipes, full episodes on demand, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content, including features on Manitoba's farm families. Subscribe today.
Braising chicken tonight on Great Taste of Manitoba, one pan, and we're doing it again here with Gina Sunderland, Manitoba Chicken. So let's talk about this next recipe, which is Tuscan chicken with vegetables. First off, what is it about this that will make it Tuscan?
Okay, well, there's some beautiful flavors in this recipe. We've got balsamic vinegar, we've got a full-bodied red wine, and we've got fresh rosemary. So those really bring the flavors of Tuscany together in this one-pan delicious chicken dish.
There's some good stuff going in here. And the other really cool thing about this recipe is that it's basically, there's no like pre-braising. We're just gonna put it all in there and put it in the oven. Okay,
I love that. You assemble everything, pop it in the oven, and it's just so easy.
Well, sometimes that one extra step is like, really? Do I have to? So now you don't have to with this particular recipe.
You don't have to. No.
Okay, cool.
So you start out with 3 pounds of chicken, skin on bone in, and then you just add 1.5 cups of these lovely white pearl onions. Again, adds a lot of flavor. And when this comes out of the oven, these are caramelized and they are delicious. So you just tuck those around the chicken.
And I'm guessing if what you had was regular onion, you could use that as well. But visually, this is kind of a nice thing, hey?
Yeah, so if it's an entertaining evening, the pearl onions just add that nice little element, a little fancier. But you're right, you can use other white sweet onion.
And then you got some pancetta?
Yeah, we've got 2 ounces of pancetta.
And again, I'm thinking you could probably use bacon if that's what you have. Of course,
you can use thick cut bacon.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of versatility for sure. This does add a huge flavor element, the nice sort of little bit of smoky flavor.
Right.
Yeah, and then we've got 12 creamy mushrooms that we're gonna just tuck in there as well.
And it looks like you've just kind of chopped them in half.
Yeah, and if you find smaller ones, again, you can keep them whole for that really beautiful visual element, Des.
Well, you know, one thing I wanted to ask you is like, because of course this is all about eating local here in Great Taste of Manitoba. So how do you actually know that you are purchasing chicken that's been raised in Manitoba?
Right. Well, we are so lucky that we have access to local chicken 12 months of the year, all year long. And what you can do is look for the Raised by a Canadian Farmer logo on your fresh packaged chicken in your grocery store. And then you know that you're getting local Canadian chicken.
100%.
Yeah.
Look for local, wherever we can feature it here.
Definitely look for local. And we are so lucky that we have all these family-owned farms that raise beautiful, nutritious, protein-rich chicken for us year-round.
Right.
Yeah, so one of our beautiful flavor components in this recipe is the fresh rosemary. You could also use dry if you want, about a tablespoon of chopped rosemary. Just love the way that smells. So nice, so fresh. And then I'm gonna have you make the braising liquid for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar.
I liked earlier, because there was actually, because we're gonna throw some red wine into this later. I liked how Gina was here, but she's like, she put it over there. I was like, I don't think she trusted me with that. No, it's just going in later.
It's going in a little bit later.
All right, that would be some canola oil, is that right?
That is about 2 tablespoons of canola oil, half a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of fresh ground pepper.
Got it.
And 1 teaspoon of brown sugar, so just that nice contrasting flavor with the vinegar. Whisk it together. You whisk until the sugar and the salt is completely dissolved.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That smells good too.
Close enough?
It looks great, does. Yeah, so you just pour that all over your chicken and your
wait
onions.
A second. We got this brown sugar thing, clumpy thing happening, but you know.
There you go. Yeah, that looks good.
How's that?
That is perfect.
Okay.
And then you just make sure that all of your chicken is nicely covered, your onions and your mushrooms, with that lovely braising liquid. It imparts a lot of flavor. Yeah, so before we sneak this into the oven, this is where we use half a cup of our full-bodied red wine. We just pour it all over. So this is part of our braising liquid too. So
it already looks beautiful.
It does. So then we just pop this in the oven at 400 degrees. It bakes for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the last step is when you take it out of the oven, you have 2 zucchinis that are cut in about sort of a 1 centimeter inch cut, and then you tuck that in around the chicken.
Okay. Peak of the market zucchini, by the way.
Exactly, and then you pop it back in the oven for about another 10 to 15 minutes, and you're gonna show us what it looks like when it comes out all done.
So you put the zucchini on and then put it back in for how long? I missed that part.
You know, about 10 to 15 minutes, just so that the zucchini's tender, and you want to use your meat thermometer and check that your chicken is cooked to 165 degrees, using the thermometer into the thickest part of the meat.
All of these recipes, 165 for the chicken-ish?
Yes, exactly.
Because I know a lot of people really like to they don't want to eat anything until it's been until you actually check the
Good
temperature.
point. Yeah. So 165 degrees, and you've got perfectly done chicken. I like to let these dishes set up for about 5 minutes on the counter. It
Really?
allows.
Do I have to wait 5 minutes?
You have
for
to
this?
wait 5 minutes, and then you have perfectly juicy chicken. And this is what it looks like when those zucchinis are all sort of softened and caramelized in that braising liquid. And
boy, you were sure right about the onions too. Like it just it just looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And looks pretty nutritious as well, I'm guessing.
Oh, it's absolutely divine. I love this. And so quick and easy to make.
Love it. Okay, thank you, Gina. Tuscan
Thanks,
chicken
Des.
with vegetables. When we come back, Aaron Allblast will work his magic here tonight on Great Tastes of Manitoba.
You're watching Great Tastes of Manitoba, brought to you in part by the Government of Canada and Manitoba Agriculture through the Canadian Agricultural Partnership.